guys, it's one half of your favorite moms, Ebony from Team 2 Moms, back with another Parenting with Pride video for Pride Month. You guys are awesome sauce to the max because I'm just loving how you guys are saying that you're loving this series. I'm seriously considering making this a staple or a home for the Team 2 Moms channel, but maybe I just won't do it every week. Maybe we'll do it like twice a month. I don't know. We will work it out. Thank you guys for showing so much love to one of my favorite couples, Lex Val, and of course, baby Z. They are an amazing family, and just thank you again for all the likes and comments on last week's episode. This week I am so excited because I'm kind of bringing it back home into 2 mom families. I have been following this family from I think the beginning of their journey of trying to become parents, and I think they're absolutely an adorable family that needs to be shared on the Team 2 Moms platform. So without further ado, let's meet our next family.
Hi, we are Dandy&Birds. I'm Stephanie.
Ilana.
And this is our beautiful, feisty, teething 7-month-old daughter, Florence.
Dandy&Birds, thank you guys so much for allowing me to interview you guys and being on the Team 2 Moms platform. You guys are definitely awesome sauce for letting me do this. So why don't you tell everybody where you guys live and are from?
So we live in New Zealand, in a small town, which is one of the reasons why we started vlogging, because we're a little bit isolated down here in the bottom of the world, and also living in a smaller provincial centre. We didn't know many other lesbian couples, and certainly no other couples with children.
What? New Zealand, that's amazing. Guys, isn't social media awesome, freaking amazing how you can just connect with different people from across the world? Like, we are about to sit here and talk to a 2-mom family in New Zealand. Ladies, what is it like for the LGBTQ plus community in New Zealand?
New Zealand is a really liberal country, so we're really lucky in that respect. But being a same-sex couple, there are difficulties in terms of trying to conceive a child, because there's really only one clinic that operates in New Zealand, and there is a real shortage of sperm. So that's one of the reasons why we decided to do it ourselves at home.
She just said that they did home insemination. Now, you guys followed our journey as we went through a fertility clinic, try after try after trial, cost after cost after cost. But here I brought to you guys a 2-mom family that did it right at home. So ladies, why don't you tell them, what were some of the positives, the drawbacks, the challenges, the greatness of doing home insemination?
Well, I suppose the first thing was actually trying to find a donor, which was really a little tricky. We ended up going online. So the donor that we used was somebody we did not know before, and we have been incredibly lucky in that the person we have ended up with is amazing. The difficulty, of course, is that you have to be incredibly trusting and open. It was a bit like dating, wasn't it?
Yeah, you don't have any of the kind of like the safety of going through a clinic. But then the upside to that is you don't have any of the regulations as well, or the cost, the interference in the whole process.
We felt incredibly empowered. The waiting lists in New Zealand are long, and when we first started trying, I was 35 years old, and we knew couples who were waiting 2 years to even get to the top of the list, and then who knew how long after that it was going to take me to get pregnant. So we just thought, we're going to take the bull by the horns, we're going to try and find somebody. We talked to him a lot, but there were no real legal protections that we could have at the time, other than just making sure we were really upfront. We did have to talk to him, of course, about all of his health situation, his medical history. He did blood tests. So we did all of the same sorts of things that you would do through a clinic, but we did it ourselves. And so I guess the logistics of getting pregnant are pretty simple. We just had to find a way to get the sperm in there, and I was really lucky in that I got pregnant on the 3rd try. So it was a pretty quick and easy process for us.
So you guys didn't go so here in the States, pretty much when you go through a fertility clinic, if you don't have a known donor, then you have to go through a sperm bank. But you guys said that you found your donor online. Can you explain that a little bit further for my audience?
So basically the way that we found our donor was just through actually a website of a brand of nappies, and they just had a parenting forum, and we just put up, you know, like, we're looking for a sperm donor.
Nice lesbian couple. Give us your sperm.
He had one there, and we matched, and that's how the conversation started. So it wasn't through a sperm bank.
No.
Just totally
random.
DIY.
But we were very lucky in that he emailed us. We connected with him straight away. We didn't actually realize he was Chinese until we've been talking to him for a little while, but we just had such an immediate connection with him that it was very clear from the beginning that he was going to be the donor for us, even though there were people who lived closer to us, so logistically it would have been easier. We just knew that with Eddie, he was our guy.
So what the ladies just explained is that they went online and found their donor through just a regular forum. Once they found somebody, they formed a relationship with the person first to get to know them, and then they felt 150% very comfortable with the donor that they chose. So lady, my question to you guys, being that the donor, and I'm sure my audience is going to want to know this, being that the donor is known to you guys, he's pretty much at you guys' disposal, what role or boundaries have you set with him?
I mean, to be honest, it's been new for all of us, and it's, you know, you can go in with the very, very best of intentions, but then when there's a child, all of a sudden here, you can have everything written down, you can have been as clear as you want it to be, but then emotions kick in. And so, yeah, we've been honest on our channel, I guess, about, you know, how that's been for us. You know, our donor has come down to see Florence, and we have had to have a conversation with him about kind of where those boundaries are, and to kind of just, I guess, harken back to some of those conversations that we had early on. He will not play a parenting role. How that's going to pan out as time goes on, we wanted to be, I guess, relatively organic with it, but I think we felt that it was going to be easier to kind of keep those boundaries relatively close to begin with, and then over time, as the relationship naturally evolved, maybe open that up. His parents did come out from China. They have never been to New Zealand before. We were nervous about how that would go.
They didn't speak any English.
No English.
We didn't speak any Mandarin, so yeah.
A lot of thumbs up. They were so respectful.
That was fantastic. Like, it's just been more goodness, really. But I think probably the important thing was that from the very beginning, we were crystal clear on the fact we didn't want a co-parenting situation. And then, so if you start off with that, like, quite restrictive beginning, then it can evolve into whatever it is. I mean, it won't evolve into a co-parenting thing with us, but we definitely didn't want him to be a stranger.
Yeah, and especially, I guess, when we decided to go with Eddie, and he was Chinese, more than ever, we thought, you know, we are two white women raising a part Chinese baby. It's really important to us that we connect her to her Chinese heritage in whatever way we can do that for her. And so Eddie being in her life will be one way of doing that.
Now, I have gotten some flack about using the same donor for the twins. And I've done a video where I explain why we wanted to use the same donor as Olivia. And it has posed just a little bit of some controversies in regards to our twins not having African American descent in them. So my question to you guys, ladies, is have you ever got any criticism for choosing an Asian donor, or that your daughter is pretty much part Chinese?
We haven't really. We've had a couple of people ask us why, as in, I guess, assuming that maybe we like deliberately picked a Chinese donor and wondering why two white women would do that. But yeah, we did not pick him deliberately. To begin with, we were looking for somebody who might look like one of us. And then in the end, it's funny when you start actually going through this process, the things that you think are important to you at the beginning become far less important. So the things like what he looked like, that kind of faded away, and in the end it was more about a person that we could connect with, and that given that they were going to be known to our daughter in some capacity, we wanted him to be a good person who would fit into our family. We probably have had, I guess the issue more is in terms of people thinking that Florence is not our daughter, and given that I carried her, people assuming that we have adopted her, and that might become more of an issue as she gets older. At the moment, she's still so small, and we do live in a small town, and so I guess we're a lesbian couple, which is of interest anyway, and then we're this lesbian couple with a mixed race child. But luckily, what we've had more than anything is just so much positivity. People just adore her. We get comments sometimes that are problematic around like, oh, mixed race babies, they're just so cute, as if, you know, that's something we've done to kind of create this designer baby. That's upsetting, and how we're going to manage that and connect her to her Chinese heritage as she gets older, that's obviously going to be like an ongoing journey for us.
So we've gotten all the donor things out the way. I'm sure if my audience have more questions, they're gonna go to your beautiful channel and see all the videos, because you guys are so open and honest with your family. So tell us, what is it like being moms? What is it like being a 2-mom family for your family?
Well, yeah, I mean, being a mom has been, I mean, it's a ride, it's a roller coaster, it's not easy. Especially at the start, I think as a non-bio mum, it was difficult, just without all those hormones rushing through my body, you know, like lack of sleep, and it was kind of hard to connect for a while. But yeah, things have improved, and I mean, you know, like I love her to death, and
yeah, at the beginning we've been quite open about this on our channel, because when she was born I was like, I love her, like I love this child, and I'd say to Alana, don't you just love her? And she'd be like, yeah, I love her. And then I was like, and now Alana's like, oh my god, I love her. And so, you know, with me breastfeeding her, it was a different role for Alana to play.
Alana, you just brought up an interesting point. What advice would you give to any non-bio moms out there?
Yeah, so for all the non-bio moms out there, I would give the advice to just be gentle with yourself during the beginning, and that things will become easier and easier for you to connect as they get older, and you know, to like find your place. I mean, sometimes you feel like maybe, I mean, what's the point of you? You're not breastfeeding, you know, you can't you know, look after them in the same way, but you know, eventually it just evens out, I think.
So on top of all what you guys are learning so far from this amazing family, I am so happy to tell you guys, and they've already started documenting this on their channel, that now Alana is trying to get pregnant with baby number 2. Just like how Denise and I had Olivia, and then we decided it was time for Denise to kind of tag you're it, the same thing that they did. What has people's response been towards you now trying to be the one to carry baby number 2? I'm sure one would say, oh, you're not feminine enough, you don't look feminine, you would want to get pregnant. What do you say to that?
Well, I mean, I can't wait to like mess with some gender stereotypes, basically. You know, like, I'm not pregnant yet, but I mean, there has been some surprise from people that I'd want to carry a baby, and I just think, you know, why would they think that, you know? So
Drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. When I was pregnant, I would say things like, oh, well, I only have to get through this one time, because then it's Alana's turn next, she's gonna tag in, and we're gonna get 2 children, but I'm only gonna carry 1, and people will be like, Ilana's gonna have a baby?
Like, oh my god,
what?
but she doesn't have long hair and she wears pants. You know, like, what?
It just maddened me. So.
Yeah, so I mean, I think there's just more visibility of, like, you know, people, you know, with my gender expression or any gender expression that's not the norm. Yeah, it's really good to put out there, because there's a lot of ways to be a mother. There's a lot of, yeah, I mean, diversity.
Well said, Alana. Ladies, thank you so much for being a part of this video, for being a part of this interview. I am sure my audience just got a wealth of information and can learn a lot from you guys' experiences.
All right, well, thank you so much for chatting to us today. We love you guys, we follow you. We're so pleased to be part of this whole Team 2Mom community. It was really important to us, especially when I was trying to conceive Florence.
Yeah.
And yeah, the connections we've made all over the world are insane, and that is in such a large part to you and kind of what you guys kicked off. So yeah, our channel is Dandy&Birds. We go all the way back from finding our donor to getting pregnant to having Florence to now
Trying to get pregnant again.
this one here trying to get pregnant. So swing on by and say hello if you feel like it. We'd love to connect with you guys as well.
All right, you guys, please make sure you go and check out Dandy&Birds. I will have the link to their YouTube channel down below. Go show them some Team 2 Moms love, especially since they are now currently in their journey for baby number 2. And I must say it was because of you guys that we were able to get through that entire journey. So give them that same love and support. All right, you guys, so as you guys know, we post on Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays. And if you don't see us, it's because we are now a family of 5. And boy, do Denise and I get extremely tired. I don't even think you guys might see a video tomorrow. I'm so sorry if I do not upload tomorrow. All right, you guys, it is Team 2 Moms. 1, 2, 3. Peace.